Good morning and welcome to beautiful Petco Park as we celebrate the new 6-year contract extension for ace right-hander Yu Darvish. Along with you on the stage today this morning, Padres President of Baseball Operations and General Manager A.J. Preller, Japanese interpreter Shingo Hori, as well as Yu Darvish. We'll begin with opening remarks from A.J. Preller, and then we'll open it up to you all for questions. So at this time, I'll hand it off to A.J. Preller.
Yeah, obviously, a very great day for our organization. Extremely excited to be up here today to announce a six-year contract extension with Yu Darvish. Just some background in terms of how we got here and the process. It really started at the end of last season. We started having conversations with Joel Wolf, Yu's representative, and I think a big part. I think they back and forth on both sides, just expressing an interest to be here in San Diego long term. Yu and Seiko, his wife, making their home here in San Diego, really becoming a big part of the community and our organization over the last few years. Different forms and variations of concepts that we went back and forth with, in the off season and over the last few weeks. But ultimately, I think for Peter, myself, Josh Stein, our group, Eric, I think the big thing was, we want somebody of Yu's caliber to be here, for the long term in our organization. I think for Yu, he's had different phases of his career. Obviously, he's a guy from Japan and from the MPB days. Basically like a LeBron James type figure in baseball, where he was, one of the most hyped up and talked about and anticipated pitchers and performers, and he's lived up to all the potential and the hopes that people had for him. First being at the MPB and then coming here to the States with a lot of hoopla and a lot of fanfare, where he's posted a top Cy Young votes, strikeout crowns, postseason appearances, all-star appearances. And I think the fans of San Diego in the last few years have seen, a guy that fronts a major league rotation. He's a true artist. He's one of the great talents in the game of baseball. He can do anything he wants with the baseball. And I think for all those reasons, it made a lot of sense for Peter, myself, and our organization to present this opportunity for Yu to hopefully end his career here with the San Diego Padres. I think the other part that we want to talk about as well was a definite factor in our decision. It's just what he brings to the table from a work standpoint. And I think, the two pitchers that we've signed here over the last 6-8 months, Joe Musgrove and Yu Darvish, they exemplify everything that we want, our staff and our players to be about. They're, if you see the work that Yu puts in the off season, the attention to his craft, there's no secret sauce for why he's one of the best performers in the game. He's incredibly curious. He loves the game of baseball, and he works like he's the 26th man on the roster when he's as good as any pitcher in the game of baseball and a top of the rotation type starter. And I think for us, having Yu and along with Joe in our rotation and being guys that can front a rotation, and from a work ethic standpoint, a process standpoint, I think for the next 5+ seasons, 6 years for Yu, I think it was really, really important. And I think the last part, overall from our organization, again, like showing a commitment, Peter Seidler, our group, just showing commitment to our fans, to our team, to the community, that when we get elite players and elite talents and guys that on and off the field exemplify what we're looking for from a work standpoint, a leadership standpoint, we're going to do everything that we can to keep them here in San Diego so the fans know, when you're coming out to see Padre baseball, you're going to be able to see a great talent like Yu Darvish. So it's a really exciting day for myself and for the franchise, and I'm really excited to have you here for hopefully to end his career with the Padres.
Do you want you to?
Yes, if you would like, sure.
このすごく素晴らしいファンベースとを持つこの球団、素晴らしい機構であるこのサンディエゴの最高の球団であるパドレスとこのような契約をこの年で結べたことを本当に光栄に思います。自分がどこまでできるかわからないんですけど、とにかく一日一日今まで自分がやってきたことをしっかりできるようにこれからも変わらずやっていきたいと思います。
Yes, it's definitely a great day. Just being able to stay here for another couple more years. San Diego has a great fan base. Obviously, this is a top-class organization, and just to be able to play here for another couple more years, it's huge for me. I'll just keep on doing what I've been doing, work hard as I can, and compete and try to be the best that I can.
This time we'll open it up for questions. If you would like to identify yourself, and we will start over here with AJ Caswell.
You obviously 6 years is a pretty big commitment. What is it about this place and this organization that makes you comfortable agreeing to a contract for 6 seasons? And is this a place you could see yourself potentially ending your career?
いやもちろん年数とかもそうなんですけれども、一回その妻と、そのオーナーさんとこの AJ プレイヤーさん、ジョシさんとのミーティングに、インバイトしてもらって、そこでかけていただいた言葉とかが自分たちの中ではすごく大きかったので、それがこの6年とかそういうところにも表れていると思うんですけども、すごく信頼を感じたので、それが本当にここまで野球やってきてよかったなと思います。
Yes, obviously, I'm getting these years, but I think it was more about the conversation that I had with Peter Seiler, AJ, and Josh, and the team, and you really feel the appreciation, the trust that they have for me, and that's a big deal to me. That means a whole lot to me. So, that's probably a big reason why I decided to stay here.
How has some of the commitments that the organization has made outside of you, like signing guys, bringing guys in via trade, kind of clearly contending for a championship, how did that affect your decision to want to stay here long term?
その他のチーム作り、その中に、もちろんそれすごいチームを作ってると思うんですけども、その中に自分を構想に、そういう構想の中に入れていただいたっていうのが本当に光栄です。
Just tremendously honored to be in their plan. Obviously this organization is going the right way as far as winning games, and just being considered as part of that piece is very honoring.
AJ,
Kevin,
what made you comfortable with the 6 years for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's always been a very unique performer, and I think the last 2 years, our training staff, Mark Rogo, Scott Hacker, Jay Young, the group, they've gotten a chance to be up close and then see you and see his body of work, the way he goes about it, the way he goes about his preparation, et cetera, and. Again, I think everybody, when you sit down, and it's an organizational decision, but when you talk to Bob Melvin and Ruben Niebla and Peter Somerville and the group that's around you every day, the things I think we've had a chance to see over the last 10 plus years from across the way from competitors, our staff that's been around him every single day, they've had a chance to see it firsthand and believe in him, believe in his ability to prepare himself for the next 6 seasons and get on the mound and be a top performer. His care factor, I mean, he truly, he loves the game of baseball. You feel that anytime you're around him. He's our ace pitcher and also like our right-hand man from a scouting evaluation at times on other guys in the league, et cetera. He loves the game of baseball. He enjoys it. And he takes care of himself. And, ultimately, I think for all of those reasons, when we looked at it, we feel like he's somebody that's going to continue to perform. And again, like he has different versions of himself. We've seen 7, 8, 9 different pitches, and I think his ability to continue to reinvent and do different things on the mound, that'll serve him well, really at any stage. But we feel like over the next 6 years.
There were times last year it seemed like you were getting better. How long can you pitch at this high level?
それはもう正直わからないです。行けるところまで行きたいと思いますし、もうダメになったら潔く引こうとは思っているので、ただ今、去年やってきたようなこと、一日一日が最後だという気持ちでこれからもやっていきたいと思います。
I can't really give you a solid answer on that, but I just want to go as far as I can go, and I'm just going to push myself as hard as I can. One thing I can say is that the preparation is always going to be there. The hard work is always going to be there, and we'll see how far we can go.
Dennis Lynn?
I think you once told Dylan Hernandez you were thinking about retiring in 2017 before you got traded to the Dodgers. How much did that trade change things? And as you've gone along the last few years, how much has that changed your perspective, wanting to play longer than you maybe originally did?
まあでも正直そんな長いことっていうかそんな長い6年とかも、ね、もらえると思ってなかったですし、そんなまあもしいい契約をもらったとしてもそんなに長くこのやろうとは思ってはなかったですけど、まあ妻に聞いても分かるように、まあただやっぱりそのミーティングであったりとかかけていただいた言葉、まあその信頼っていうところがやっぱりこういうことになったと思います。
Well, I wasn't really sure. You know, I never thought that I would get like 6 years. So, you know, you're not really 100% sure of, you know, how far you can go just because it's something in the future. But like I said earlier, it was that conversation in the meeting that, you know, I had with, you know, AJ, Peter, Josh, and those guys, that it gave me confidence, and you feel the trust and from those guys in the team, and you know, that was something that was big for me.
Marty Caswell.
Omedetou, you. How influential was Joe Musgrove, your relationship with him, and his commitment to the Padres, and you wanting to be here?
ジョーはそのなんつうんだろうな、そのもちろんピッチャーとしてもすごいんですけど、やっぱり人間としてやっぱりすごくこう学ぶところが非常に多いて、自分とすごく逆の部分をすごく持ってて、だからそういうところですごく日々、まあ、特にこのオフシーズン見てもそうですけど、そのリーダーシップとかすごく学べることが多いので、やっぱりこれからまた5年6年と一緒にそういうことを学べていけるっていうのは、まあ、すごく嬉しいです。
Yes. You know, in my mind, Joe is not just a great pitcher. He's a great human being, and you know, for me, there's a lot to learn from him. You know, maybe he's a little bit on the opposite end of me. You know, he has that great leadership, and you know, I think he's just really a good guy, a good human being. So I'm really looking forward, you know, for the next 5-6 years to be able to be with him and to learn from him.
And when it came to possibly the next 6 years in San Diego, how easy a sell was that on your wife and kids?
いやもうやっぱり自分たちのその、まあ、フェーズとしてもやっぱり一番大事なその例えばお金がどうとかっていうよりかは、まあ、子どもたちの例えば教育環境であったりとか家族のその居住の環境っていうのを安定させるっていうのが何よりも一番の優先事項なので、まあ、そういう意味でもやっぱりこの6年サンディエゴに、まあ、野球やりたいならずっといてもらっていいですよっていうこういう契約っていうのはすごく自分たちにとって大きかったです。
Yeah. You know, obviously for me, you know, family is top priority, and you know, it's more than like the dollars and cents. Just, you know, being able to stay here in San Diego for the next 6 years, and you know, that means a lot for our family, and it gives us stability. Obviously, you know, for the kids too, not having to move around too much. And, you know, just being able to stay in this beautiful, you know, beautiful city, you know, it means a lot.
Let's go back to Kevin Acey.
When will you leave for Japan for the WBC?
Sunday.
AJ Caswell.
You're someone that's managed to sustain a high level of success deep into your career. I'm wondering if you can kind of go into what it takes to get there, and what do you think it's going to take to be still pitching at the top of your game
どうやったらいいか
in 2028?
なんでここまで成功できて、それをやっぱこの先5年6年同じようにつなげていくためには。
いやもうどうやってここまで来てるかっていうのはそれはもうわからないですって正直言うと説明はこれをやったから今こういう自分があるっていうのはわからないですけれども、まあ、とにかく今までやってきた経験っていうのを信じてまた一日一日、まあ、やっていくことでまたこのいい年が重ねられていくのかなと思いますけど、まあ、とにかくアジャスト一日一日アジャストしていくことは大事なのかなと。
I don't think I can give you a perfect answer on that. Also, you know, for me, what's important is just taking it day by day, you know, putting the work in that's necessary day by day, and making adjustments as needed. And yeah, so that's what's important to me.
Allison Edmonds.
AJ, is this the start of maybe a string of important extensions for this team?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously we've got the Darvish decision. We have other free agents here at the end of the year that we're well aware of, and I think we just kind of go in each different situation. And I think the biggest thing we're looking for is somebody that wants to partner with our organization. I think with the conversations with you and Seiko, who was in the meeting along with Tomi, their newborn baby, was part of the meeting about a month ago or a few weeks ago. I think they expressed an interest in understanding, hey, these are the things that are important to us as an organization, and here are the things that were important to their family. I think same thing with different guys that we have on our roster that are obviously we have some decisions to make, and again, I think players that want to be here want to be part of some really hopefully some really good teams and some really special players, and in an organization where Peter Seiler is looking to win, and I think we'll have separate conversations here going forward with each of the different guys, but the players that indicate they want to be here and want to partner with our group, that's we'll look to line up if we can here over the next couple weeks, and no different really than anything we've tried to do over the last few years.
Jesse Agler?
If my math is right, by the end of this, you'll have been a Padre longer than you were a Ranger, longer than even you were a fighter. I just wonder, how you feel about that, considering you're still relatively new here, and what that feels like too.
いやもうそろそろ終わりかなと思ってたら、こんなにすごく長いこと、球団にさせていただけるっていうことで、もうやっぱりこの環境とか見えてもやっぱりちょっと今だにちょっと信じられない部分がすごくあるっていう。
Yeah, it's for me it's hard to believe too. I actually thought that I was close to my end as a baseball player, but now that I'm able to stay here for a couple more years, it's great. But yeah, it is hard to believe that this is going to be the place that I'll be staying for the longest.
まだこれがみんなでドッキリ仕掛けてるってちょっと思ってる。
He still doesn't believe this, if this is true or not. Maybe it's a prank.
Back to AJ again, and then we'll open it up.
Can you just describe what it means to you to be able to pitch in the World Baseball Classic this year, and how much you're looking forward to that opportunity?
やっぱりすごく楽しみにしてますし、すごい日本の若い選手たちもそうですし、でもやっぱりこうやって自分がアメリカで、特に今パドレスいろいろ教えていただいているようなこととかを、やっぱり日本の選手たちであったりとか、そういう日本の球界に対してシェアできるっていうことをすごく楽しみにしています。
Yeah, obviously I'm really looking forward to it. Looking to be with these young guys in Japan and work with them. I'm also really looking forward to bringing what I've learned here, being with the Padres, being here in the big leagues, what I've learned here back to these people back in Japan, and share the knowledge that I have. So yes, all in all, I'm really looking forward to this experience over at the WBC.
Good timing on that. We will now switch to questions in Japanese for anyone who has them. Get your microphone over there.
おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
パドレスは異例というものを形で2つのことを最近ダルビッシュさんに示していると思うんですけども、WBC のためにキャンプ行かなくていい、それから36歳の先発投手に6年の契約を与える、この2つについてダルビッシュさんの素直なお気持ちをお願いしたいです。
いやもう本当にちょっと今は言葉でちょっと分かんないですけど、なんだろうな、自分の年でやっぱり6年をあげるっていうのは本当にないことだと思うので、それも含めやっぱりスプリングトレーニングに行かないで、日本の合宿に参加するであったりとか、まさにそれはすごく信頼であったりとか、そういうのを感じるので、本当野球をさっきも言いましたけどやってきて、そういう信頼を得たっていうのはすごく嬉しいです。
もう一つお願いします。6年の契約っていうのは非常に重いものだと思いますけども、先ほど一日一日という言葉もありましたけど、その覚悟といいますか、全うする覚悟といいますか、その辺をお願いします。
だからどこまでいけるかっていうのは分からないですし、本当に最後の3年4年って全く使い物にならないかもしれないし、でもそこはあまり先は考えずに、本当に今までやってきたことを、去年のテンションでしっかり野球をやっていくってことがやっぱり大事だと思うので、はい、
ありがとうございます。
And back.
お願いします。ダルビッシュ投手、この契約を延長するということに関して、やはり何かしら動機というか気持ちというか、先ほどチームメイトからの信頼とかチームからの信頼と話してましたが、また一番大切にしているご家族の存在、ご家族からの言葉や行動とか、またダルビッシュ投手の中でやりたいこと、やらなきゃいけないことが芽生えたのか、その辺をちょっと聞かせてもらっていいですか。
いやまあどっちにしてもこの契約が終わった後に、どっか違うチームともし契約するってなったとしても、自分は単身赴任という形をやるとしたらですけど、考えていましたので、それサンディエゴに残れるのが一番いいっていうのは分かってますし、その中で自分が残るにはやっぱり AAB を下げなきゃいけないっていうところで、いろいろあったんですけど、さっきも言ったように自分たちの家族の一番の優先事項っていうのがやっぱりとにかく子どもたちの教育であったりとか友人関係のやっぱりこの安定化というかそこだと思うので、それをこういう形でパドレスがしっかり用意してくれたというか、そういうふうにしてくださいっていうふうにしてくれたことがすごく僕の中で嬉しいです。だからそれでこの契約を選びました。
また現時点で、若い頃のダルビッシュ投手が野球に対する思いとか、日常のトレーニングも含めてですけど、それと今現在とこれから先っていうのはまた違った気持ちで臨んでるってこともあります。
そこまで若い時のことは覚えてないですけど、あんまりただ今はやっぱり日々こうやってパドレスがずっと自分に給料払ってくださっているので、自分としてもやっぱプロとしてちゃんとそれに応えたいということでやってきてますので、それをさっきも言ったようにまた一日一日しっかり全うしていきたいということです。
また最後にダルビッシュ投手は日本でも日本ハムで優勝して、WBC でも前回優勝されて、やはりチームとして残すのはワールドチャンピオンだと思いますが、それへの思いというのはありますか。
いやもちろんそれはもうみんなそれを狙ってこうやって皆さん契約していると思うので、ちゃんとそれも自分もその一員になれるように、やっていきたいと思います。
ダルビッシュさん、サンケイスポーツ山田です。よろしくお願いします。先ほど終わりかもしれないと思った頃にこういうお話を伺ってとおっしゃってましたけれども、ご自身のキャリアについてこの契約が提示される前に考えてたことを、言ったらなんですけどキャリアの後半に近づいていると思うんですけど、その辺の、前に考えてたことと、これから、考えていることがあれば教えてください。
だから契約の前は、オフシーズンに入ったぐらいに AJ が、僕たちにコンタクトしてくれて、大体1年とか2年とかそういう話だったんですけど、1月の半ばに僕がブルペンを投げてる時に、AJ がそれを見てて、そのブルペン投げた直後に、そのあと4年投げれるかっていうことを言ってきてくれて、自分は全く考えてなかった。いやちょっと正直わからないと言ったんですけど、そこからどんどん話が行ってどんどん自分が信頼をそこで感じたので、もともとは何も考えてなかったけどだんだんその気になっていったっていう感じですね。
ダルビッシュすみません、最後に一つ私から、この契約が決まった時に、奥様いらっしゃいますが、奥様やご家族からは、頑張ってくださいなのか、それとも、おめでとうなのか、どういう言葉がありました。
いや決まって昨日とかもおめでとうって言っていただきましたけれども、でも基本的に妻は多分年数とか、お金がどうとかっていうよりか自分が本当にできるのかというか気持ち的にっていうところをすごく心配してくれてたんですけど、でもだから先を見ずにやっていきたいということで、ただ息子にも15歳の息子に最初この契約をいただいた時にこれどう思うかって言った時にいや本当にパドレスこんなにするのみたいなそう言われて。で俺当事者やからそういうこと言うのやめてくれって言ったんですけど、でも本人が、この契約を取るかっていうのを聞いた時に取るって言ったので自分たちはそれを決めました。
ありがとうございます。
Any other remaining questions? Thank you all very much for joining us today, and again, congratulations to Yu Darvish.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, perfect.